Hey you guys, and welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, I'm going to be showing you 3 easy ways to make a snuggle sack or a bonding pouch or a snuggle pouch. Either way, we're going to be making some snuggle sacks. That's what I call them. There's a few different ways to make them. I'm going to show you 3 of those. They are super easy. If you need them to be bigger or smaller, depending on your animal, that's really easy. Just cut the fabric bigger or smaller. So I will put some measurements to the sizes that I use for my ferrets. Now, I have multiple ferrets, so they do like to sleep together, so I make mine bigger than maybe if you had 1 ferret or 2 ferrets. So same thing, like if you had chinchillas or sugar gliders, you would obviously want to downsize this a little bit. But they're super easy. All you need is some scrap fleece. If you don't have scrap fleece, you could definitely use an old blanket. You could probably use, I don't know if I'd use cotton. I would want the inside to at least be fleece. That's just my personal preference. Some of these snuggle pouches do really great at hiding seams basically all the way around. And that is really important for people I know who have like sugar gliders, and just there's a lot of pets out there, the small pets in particular, where it's not good for them to have access to the threads. So the minimal amount of access they can have to the threads, the better. I know for ferrets, I don't really have any problems with my ferrets eating or chewing fleece or threads, but I do know with some pets that is a concern. So there are snuggle sacks in this tutorial that minimize the exposure to both seams and thread. So without further ado, let's jump into the video. So what we're going to do is we're going to make a snuggle sack. I'm going to show you how to do that so that there's no seams on the inside of the bag. So mine's going to be a little bit bigger. If you want this for a smaller pet and you're making this so that you don't have exposed seams for that pet, just follow the same way and cut it to the size that you need. I am going to measure, but I'm going to measure it for ferrets so that it fits my babies. I'm going to just clip this in a couple of spots just till I get my gray cut out, and I'm going to show you guys what we're going to do here. Alright, now take your fleece. You want your fleeces to be, each piece to be facing right sides together. Right sides, and you want right sides together. Make sure that if you have a patterned fleece, you know which edge is the top. So for me, I know I have this upside down. There we go. All right, so find your, make apart your top. Get some pins, some clips, whatever. You're gonna clip down the sides. Should have something that looks like this. We're going to take it to the sewing machine. You're going to stitch down, around, and that's it. So leave this top open. If you want your corners to be curved, you're going to want to curve at the corners. So I'll show you in a second. If you want your edges to be curved, you're going to want to curve around this edge. So watch like this. And then when you get to this edge, just make sure that you curve about the same. Alright, so now that you're done that, you should have something that looks like this. Now what I recommend is that you take your scissors on the spot that's open, and you're going to want to trim like this. So let's actually do it on this side so you can see it. You're going to trim, kind of, don't cut your seams, just kind of make a little dent like this. And do the same thing on this side. Okay, so now you have something that looks just like this and like this. Reach your hand into between the gray layers pull it so that your inside of your pouch is facing out now. This is going to be the inside of my pouch, the gray. Just poke out your little corners. So now it should look like this. And then you're going to reach your hand in and flip it right side out. Poke out your little corners. So it should look like this. And what we're going to do now is take this. I'm going to roll it. And then I'm going to roll it again, because I don't want to see this white part. So I'm going to just roll this gray under like this. We're going to do this all the way around. And you can try to pin this. For me, it's hard because I use clips. We're going to go to the sewing machine and we're going to stitch this. We're just going to put a top stitch around this top. So now you're done. And you have a snuggle pouch. And technically, you could flip it inside out and it wouldn't matter because there's no seams on the inside or on the outside. And while there is some thread line, it's very, very hard to see it. I don't know that you can even see the thread. Alright, so here's the second way that you can make a seamless snuggle sack. Okay, so you should have 2 pieces of fleece, the same size. You're going to sew each piece of fleece down and around. You're going to leave the top open. Do the same thing for this piece of fleece, down and around. You're going to leave the top open. Okay, so now you've stitched both of these, so you should have 2 pouches. Snip your corners. So now you have your 2 bags that you have sewn. Both your seams are facing out right now. So take one of your bags and flip it so that it is right sides out. And what you need to do now, this is really important that you pay attention at this part. You're going to take your gray or whatever color, your solid color, and you're going to put it inside of your pattern piece. You want the right sides of each bag facing each other. So right sides together, put them inside, put the bags inside each other so that your pieces are facing right side together. And you want to line up your edges, your seam edges. So what you want to do, you got your bags right sides together. All right, and you're going to line up your seams. Just like this. And you're going to clip those. Find the other edge of your seams and you're going to clip those as well. Pin them together. Your bag should be facing right sides together and they should be clipped on the seams. And then you're going to clip this bag all the way around. Now, what you're going to do is you're going to leave a space. So, leave a space open. And you're going to sew all the way around, except you're going to leave an opening about this big. Just about this big. So, I'm going to sew from here all the way around. Alright, so now you've sewn that and you have an opening. You're going to pull your pouches through, both of them. We'll start with gray and then start with your pattern piece. Now you should have, it should look like this when you flip it inside out. You should have no seams. Okay, so now what you got to do is you need to tuck one inside the other. Now don't forget you have that opening, but there are no seams anywhere else. So you could do this a couple of ways. If you really want to minimize any kind of threading, then you might want to hand stitch this closed. If you want to put a top stitch in to keep it closed, that's fine. It's up to you. That's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to grab my pins. And I'm going to find my hole. And I'm going to make sure that my seams are rolled in. And I'm going to line them up. And I'm just going to clip this shut. Now, like I said, you can hand stitch your hole closed. You can stitch it with a sewing machine and put a top stitch all the way around this entire snuggle sack. It's completely up to you. Either way, there are no seams showing. Now, if this is for like a sugar glider or one of those animals where you don't want a lot of threads, you may want to hand stitch this with really small stitches to prevent them from having access to the threads. If it's like for ferrets, you probably don't have to worry about that. You can throw a top stitch around the whole thing and make it really cute, which is what I'm going to do. Alright, so when you're done, you have this snuggle sack. Here's the cool part about this one. There are no seams on the outside. There are no seams on the inside. This is 100% reversible. You can fold the top down and there you have that. Or you can put it the other way and leave it just like this, or you can go like this. There you have it. Okay, so, and of course there is another way, so we'll do way number 3. Okay, so here's how I did this one. Same deal, 2 different pieces. These are right sides together. This is right sides together. If you notice, the blue is longer because that's the part I'm going to roll around. Now, so what we're going to do is you're going to again stitch all the way down and all the way down and around. So down and around, down and around. Alright, so now you've sewn your 2 pieces. They should look like this. You're going to again take your scissors and you're going to cut kind of a curve at the top. Now you're going to leave your solid color or whatever color is going to be your inside, leave that just like it is. Take your pretty color one, flip it right side out, take your longer piece, stick it inside of the shorter piece or the outer piece. And I like to match up my corners. This is how sometimes I'll do this just to make sure I have it where I want it. You can take those out in a second. This is just my trick to keeping it where I want it to be. Alright, so now you should have something that looks like this. Alright. If you notice this is longer, we did that on purpose because you're going to take this and you're just going to roll it over top. Just like this. Now, it looks a little wonky. No worries. Easy to fix. Now, what you want to make sure is that when you sew this, that you're catching the blue. So, we're going to make this so that it's all the same size. And what we're going to do is, you don't want this raw edge because that looks kind of funky. So, we're just going to fold it up. Match up your seams on both sides. Now for this I use pins. Get my seams matched. I'm just going to stick a pin here. And roll this. And I'm going to roll this. Just want to make sure they're the same width. And then you are literally just going to top stitch around. Just make sure that you catch the lip. So you want to catch all of this and your blue. And you're going to just top stitch all the way around it. Alright, so when you're done, you should have something that looks like this. And then you could just put this one inside out too if you really wanted to. And have, you know, but that's basically that one. And what's easier about this is it's just a simpler, quicker way to do it. So that's that. Okay, you guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, remember to click the like button. And if you are not subscribed, please subscribe to my channel and click the notification bell so that you never miss a new video. Speaking of new videos, I will be putting out more videos in the month of June and following, as I have some pretty exciting news. I will also be doing a video on how I quit my job to do my Etsy shop. So that is coming. It is coming. I am not officially done with my job quite yet, my 9-to-5 office job. And the reason for that is while I did give my 2 weeks and I should have been done around the 15th of May, some things happened and I needed to stay a little bit longer. I promised that I would help replace myself, and so that is what I am doing. It is the right thing to do. My boss has been phenomenal to me throughout the entire time that I've worked for him. I absolutely love them. I consider them family, and until everything is kind of the way it should be there, and until we come to some sort of mutual agreement, I guess I am not technically resigned from my position, although I did resign. So with that being said, stay tuned. There will be a video on that. It's really exciting. I'm really excited, and I cannot wait to share it with you guys. Have a good week. I will see you next time. Okay, so we are gonna give these Snuggle Sacks to my babies. You want one? You do? Look at this cuteness right here. Hold, please. Hi. Hi, Weeze. Weasel Bill, what are you doing? I got you present. Girl, look at there, Boo. It's for you. He's like, no, I want to play. I got this Snuggle Sack. This is another one we made. That's another one we made. There's a nice new one for you. Look at this, little Boo. What are you doing in there, little Boo? You're so cute. Oh, good night-night. Boogies. Boogie-doos. Look, I'm gonna get you a new Snuggle Snack. You want me to put one in here? Look at this. You want me to put one in here? Oh, look. Look at this. Look at this in there. You want to get in there? You know you do it. You know do. Tell everybody how cute you are. You want Mama to take you out. You want to go out of here? You love Mama. You want to go to night-night? Why don't you go get in your bed, Booba? Oh, Weasel, that's dramatic. Oh, you sleepy. Go to your bed. Here, I'll help you. Come on.